suffering to end.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Touchpan Developers. This time we're going to be making the Halloween Stranger Things set. What we're going to do, we're going to make both Vecna's clock and the Lightwall. Let's make the electronics for Vecna's clock. We're just going to use the ultrasonic distance sensor to trigger a single soundtrack on this MP3 TF16P module stored on an SD card, and that's about it. Here's a schematic for the MP3 TF16P module, and here is the ACSR04 module. We quickly made some code in the Arduino software, and all we're telling it to do is to have the ACSR04 ultrasonic distance sensor module trigger a single soundtrack on the MP3 TF60P module. We're gonna give it a delay of about 1 minute per each run, and that's about it. There's nothing too complicated in this build. We had to quickly put together this soundtrack in Audacity. Here's a quick test of the Arduino circuit for the Vecna's clock. And here's the ultrasonic distance sensor. Here's the MP3 TF60P module, and that's a little Arduino Nano. Here we go.
It's time for your suffering to end.
So today we're gonna be soldering all the wires together to make the light board or the light wall. What I have here, I have a diagram that's showing what connections use where and what pigtails will be connected to what. I have a DC converter. I have an Arduino again. This one is a Uno, DuPont wires, extension cables, heat shrink, and all my soldering stuff. Essentially what I'm gonna do, this diagram will be used to wire into a WS2811 LED module. It's a light string set that has around 15 to 30 LEDs. Each box comes with around 15, but I'm using 2 in tandem to make 30. What WS2811 does, it makes each LED diode individually addressable. So what that means is that I could actually use an Arduino to trigger each bulb individually. So what I could do with that, I could make the light wall with this by having each bulb flicker representing a certain letter of the alphabet. Now we're gonna begin soldering this fancy connector. So how are we gonna power this light setup? Well, with the Arduino, I have this package inside a little project box with some nice ends. I have here a power supply. I'll be plugged into the Arduino box. So what we have here, we have a grandfather clock that we found online, and we're trying to dress it up to look like Vecna's clock. So what we did, we took some reptile vines and wrapped it around the whole thing. Now we put in some green LED lights from the dollar store and some USB lights, attach them to a 3-volt battery pack for white lights above. What we're also gonna do, I have here a little Arduino, it's an Arduino Nano, and what we're gonna do with this, we're gonna use this distance sensor like we used last time to trigger the Vecna's clock sound when someone approaches near it, and the sound will go off the minute they go in front of it. This will give a nice cool effect. What I have here a 4x8 pegboard, which I'm gonna use to take smart LED lights and hang it up on it. And we're gonna use an Arduino again to control it, to have each letter get spelled out individually. Before we hang the lights, we're gonna use some wallpaper that resembles the one shown in the series. We're gonna wrap this whole pegboard with it. Then we're gonna use some paint, and then we're gonna paint on the letters on top of the wallpaper before we proceed to hanging the lights. So as you can see, we had to move the pegboard off the ground and set it freestanding so we could run the wallpaper from the top bottom instead of just going across the floor, because that was becoming very difficult to do. So now we're going to continue. We have 3 more runs to do with it, and this should be the end of the wallpaper wrapping. Now we're going to start putting on the lights. So here the smart bulbs will be powered by the Arduino, and we're just going to hang them with just sufficient space in between and string them all along in 3 rows. Then we're going to connect it to the Arduino. So right now we're going to be painting the Lightwall. We're just going to be using some flat paint and a cheap paintbrush. And I've been practicing down here, and I'm ready to start painting. So let's see how this turns out. And now here's that light wall working. As shown here, we had to put together about 50 bags of candy to give out to the children. This is Max. How did we make Max? Well, we use a skeleton from Halloween. We put pool noodles, or what you call the metal pipe covering for winterization. We use that to put that over the bones to give it some flesh, and we use some foam padding for the back and more foam tubing around the skeleton for the hands. Put on gloves over the bare bones, put a letter in your hand. We put two shoes on it, we put some socks, got a orange brown wig, we got the headphone and all that good stuff. So here we are again at another Halloween event. This time it's Stranger Things, and we're ready to get set up in the driveway outside. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take the light wall that we made. We have a few display accessories. We have phones. We have this cassette player case. We have all the computer stuff, the Arduinos for the lights, and Vecna's clock hiding up here. You know, speakers for sound. We have Max here all ready to go. I have here some signs that'll be placed around the neighborhood. I put some notification on next door, and we're all good to go now. I also have here a Surfer Boy pizza box. I have some uh, yard length Stranger Things cloth. I have some missing person signs have been printed and laminated, so we're all good to go. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna put this clock right in the center of the driveway. We're gonna put this light wall out in the yard in front of the house. Speaker goes behind the clock for sound effects. All the electronics hidden behind the light wall. Max will go out there in the middle of the yard, and all the little decorations and stuff I have around here will go on top of tables. Here I was getting everything set up in the driveway. I had to put the clock, mats, signs, tape, all the tables and display accessories out. So we're out here tonight, and this is the whole setup. As you can see, we have the portal on the wall, we have the clock going, we have the light board, we have Max in the corner, we have a lot of candy for our trick-or-treaters tonight. Now here's that clock in action.
It's time for your suffering to end.
And now here's that light wall working.
for your suffering. Too late.
I did hear that. Oh my gosh, that is so cute. Why did you dress it? I love your bag. I like your house. It's so cute. Thank you. Oh.
Here are some pictures of the entire event turnout.